Hey guys, I'm back. I apologize for my appearance. um, I am back in San Diego. I just got in last night. So I am a little bit jet lagged. I am a hot mess right now. My nails, I had to go to get a manicure today, but I wasn't able to. I didn't have time. So hot mess. Um, yeah, I didn't even put makeup on. I'm just so out of it. I have to. And I slept a lot last night. But I'm gonna have to sleep some more because I'm like all over the place. So I apologize in advance if I'm a little loopy in this video. And to top it off, I'm having some wine. So, and yes, I am having wine out of a Star Wars cup. Okay, so first of all, I'm so happy to be back. Um, I went to visit New York City. That's where I'm originally from, born and raised. Went to see my family, my friends, and celebrate my birthday, which was on January 16th. I turned 32, 32 lovely years on this earth. And it's, God, I think it was the best birthday ever, to be honest. So I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I posted some pictures and I was calling this vacation my birthday tour. I was there from January 13th through it was at night, so technically January 14th through the 26th, so the Monday the 26th. So I was there for a good amount of time, and more often than not, I had things to do. I think every single day that I was there, I had something to do. That's why I called it my tour because I was so busy. I was moving around, seeing people, family, friends. Um, I'm just so truly blessed to have these people in my life. I even reconnected with some people I haven't seen in years. Um, uh, Took me out to eat, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever the case is. It was just amazing. You know, I got so much love on that trip, and that's why I say it was like the best birthday present ever. I went, I had no plans necessarily. I had an idea of things that I wanted to do, but I really wanted to just let it flow, and it totally did, and everything worked out. Um, I was so excited to like talk to you guys. I have so much going on, and I want so much that I have to share with you. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to spend any more time. I gotta do it. So a few little things that I've learned and things that I've experienced and such. So for those of you who don't know me, I am a workaholic. As long as I'm working on the things that I love. So, because then it doesn't feel like work, you know, like my blog and my website and such. Um, I do enjoy relaxing and taking time to like read and go to the movies and sleep. I love sleep, naps, you know, you name it. But sometimes I feel bad if I take like if it feels like I'm taking too long or too much time relaxing. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I feel like I should be doing more. Um, so this trip actually taught me a huge lesson. Um, During my trip, I was staying with family and I had no access to Wi Fi. I mean, if I really wanted to go to a Starbucks, I could have, um, but I didn't want to stress myself. So I checked my email through my phone, but that was it. I didn't post anything, record anything. Um, I really allowed myself to be present in my vacation. Um, and the best part was that I had so much going on, so much good stuff, bonding, reconnecting with friends and family, things that I don't get out here much of because most of my peeps are back east. Um, Family, friends, everybody, pretty much. Since I haven't gotten that in a while, I decided, like, you know what, let me just do this and be in the experience and not focus so much on like what's next, what to do, and all that stuff. So I took a pause from my business, and I definitely did not feel guilty about it. And in the back of my mind, I knew, you know, okay, well, once I get back to San Diego, it's going to be, you know, back to work. So there were moments towards the end of my birthday tour where I felt like, you know, I don't want people to think like I'm gone or, you know, I don't like feeling too quiet because then it just feels like I'm still still building. So I still want people to know that I'm around and I'm doing things and still creating. So you know, I would maybe post a few pictures here and there, but they were more personal. But I still kind of just wanted to let people know, like, I'm still here, guys, you know. I even sent an email to my subscribers. So it was like, you know, I'm not gonna say I didn't work at all whatsoever, but it was very like a tiny percentage compared to what I do on a daily basis here. Um, and interestingly enough, I actually got more great stuff that came my way when I wasn't doing anything than when I'm like consistently working and working and working. I got three people who contacted me, and from I mean, I've been planting seeds and doing things for a long time, but these past like 10 plus days where I wasn't working and focusing on business solely, um, I actually got more of the response that I wanted. So I got three people who contacted me that they want to work with me. Um, I got a ton of ideas of things that I want to do for this year, and it was like a wave of inspiration, and it's just been so freaking amazing. Just to the point where I feel so giddy that it feels like almost kind of wrong in a way. Like, oh my God, like this is too good to be true. So I can't even express how it feels to receive an email from someone saying, you know, hey, I want to work with you. And I didn't have anything to do with that necessarily. Like I've been planting seeds, like I said, but this wasn't a person that I met or contacted, or they came to me and I was just like, what? Like, what? You know, whereas with before with in other circumstances, these were people that I met face to face that I networked with. Um, so it was like on some level, I had a more direct work to get these people to work with me. Whereas this time around, it was indirect, like they just came to me. So I was like, oh my God, it just felt so good. And all 3 days, within 3 days from before I came here. So that's why I'm so excited, and I'm so like, I gotta, you know, get back on it and post and write and create this video and stuff, because it's just like there's so much good stuff to share. So that was a huge lesson learned for me. I don't know if you guys remember a few videos back and a few posts back. Um, I would say from January to like the beginning of January to now, I mentioned a few things about the ego and how sometimes we tend to try to force things, and then we are in it's like we're having a tug of war between what we want and what's present and going on within us. So I mentioned to you guys, I think it was in the last video, where I was having that kind of battle, and you know, with my higher self and what I should be doing, and with my ego self and like what is, and just kind of like, can you please give me a break and stuff. And then I realized, you know, wait a minute, I'm the one that's supposed to be giving my ego a break, because I've been working, and it's been compromising with me. And now it's like, you know what, we want to play. It's time to play. No more work. So, because I equate my ego to me as like my little inner me, you know, my little inner child and stuff. So, she wants to play. It's playtime. So this whole time that I was in New York was playtime pretty much, and she was having a blast. And then I guess from that, it just really opened me up to even more great stuff. And like that's how then boom, I got these, you know, three emails, and then all this rush of ideas and creativity creations. um so I think like one lesson that I learned this trip was to definitely have more playtime, and I know when I'm at the point where it's too much with the work, and that's where I don't want to say I run out of ideas, but the ideas feel strained rather than like make me feel like alive and jumping for joy. So that's when I know it's time to take a break. So I gotta have more playtime before I get to that point. Is my point. So I'm definitely more aware of that, and so yeah, this was my birthday tour was like a whole nice playtime for my ego, you know. And it totally was definitely ego boosts because I mean, I have a lot of people that I love and love me, and they're just like, "Oh my God, we're so proud of you and everything you're doing." And oh my God, and it was just great to hear. It's really great to hear. Um, it's like it's one thing to have someone that you love and just be like, I love them and they love me, but you don't say it. And then it's completely different when you say it and say it often and with meaning, you know? Um, so I feel like it's the same thing. Like I know what I do is great, but it feels that much, so much better when someone tells you, you know? Um, so let me see what else. I was promoting my workshop. So one of the things that I want to do this year is do more live speaking, and whether the opportunities present themselves, but most likely I'll create my own opportunities. So one of the ways I wanted to do that was through this workshop that I wanted to host in New York while I was there on my birthday tour, and I wanted to do it for January 16th for my birthday. Um, Everything was set, so I had the idea on January 1st to do this, and from the 1st until like the 10th, it was creating the idea, creating the images, putting it out there, like having people sign up and all of that jazz. So technically, I only had like maybe at most like 5 days to promote this thing. So it definitely was not enough time, and especially right after the holidays. So I did not get the turnout that I was anticipating. I did get people to register. Um, and then at the same time, while I was doing all the registrations and promotion, I hadn't found a space for it was just a hot mess. I pretty much, because I'm one of those people that I like to just before I used to like plan and plan and plan so much that I never did anything. So now I actually, when I'm really excited about something, I just do it and then think about it later and plan and everything out once I've already taken the action. Because otherwise I just stay in plan mode. So I jump. Um, so that's what I did. I jumped in with the idea and it was great and I have no regrets. It didn't work out. I didn't get to actually have it and I had to refund the people who did register because um, even though everything was aligned, the space that I found at the end that worked out perfectly was just not within my budget, and I didn't have enough people that registered to be able to pay for it. And I definitely did not want to go into debt with this, so I was like, you know what, I'm letting it go. I don't want to stress myself. It's my birthday tour, so I let that go. And that's fine. Lesson learned, you know. And now I know for next time, just to have a little bit more time to promote. And to give people time to register. So that's another update. But I do plan to have more. I actually want to have one here in San Diego, and wherever else I travel this year. So I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you posted. Um, what else happened? What else did I learn? Another thing I learned, actually, one of the best lessons that I learned this year so far regarding problems. Um, I used to, whenever I had a problem, make lists of things, problems that I had. Then I would kind of indicate which ones were the most important or highest priority to work on. And then kind of like create like action steps to get to resolve that problem. So that was like my organized way of doing things. The problem with that method was that it was boring. It was boring. It felt kind of tedious. Sometimes it was a little too stressful. Um, I do enjoy solving problems and troubleshooting, but I also enjoy more when the problems is solved for me. I mean, who wouldn't want to just have their problem solved for them? So, believe it or not, and this might be a little hard for you to grasp if maybe um, if you are the way I was before, maybe like back in 2012, 2013, kind of where you feel like you need to have the control with the problem. I have come to the point where I just surrender my problems. I honestly do. I don't even, honestly, the word problem is even going to be eradicated from my vocabulary this year. There are no problems, you know. Every time I feel like I have, or prior to this year, whenever I had a problem, I would write it down, especially if I felt like it was a little too overwhelming, and I would put it in a little envelope and just kind of, I would pretend that had, there was some kind of like little magic portal in the envelope. So whenever I put my problem in, it would just, go to whoever could handle it that has nothing to do with me. Once it's in the envelope, it's out of my hands. Um, and I bring this up because in this trip, there were a few little problems that came up, especially with my family. Um, they depend on me a lot, like my parents, because I am the oldest child, and I'm awesome. So of course they come to me to help them with their problems and stuff. Um, so then I realized, you know, some things, I don't know, something clicked inside of me where it's like, some things don't really need my full attention or full energy. So let me just, it is what it is. And when I do that, the problem gets solved on its own. In fact, it's like I forget about it and it's like, oh, really? Like this was a problem. Um, then another thing I noticed is if instead I choose to focus my energy and my mind on the outcome. So instead of looking at the problem, I'm just focusing on the solution. I'm focusing on the way I want um, the vision of when the problem is solved. When I do that, when I focus on that, it gets solved. And I know you guys might be like, oh my God, that sounds too good to be true. That sounds too easy. It is a lot more challenging than I'm making it out to be because it's not just like you think about it. You have to also feel and be in that state of, you're carefree, problem free, everything's solved, everything's done for you. So that does take time. That is a muscle that you have to build within your mind, within your heart, but it's totally doable. And guys, let me just say that it is so freeing when you can just, a problem comes up and you can just be like, oh, it's getting solved. It's handled. Like, if you guys watch Scandal, Olivia Pope. I like to think that I have a little Olivia Pope solving all my problems. I'm just like, Olivia. So when I send problems in my little envelope, my problem envelope, I figure like Olivia's getting the message and she's solving it. So it's handled. So oh my God, I can't even explain how freeing it is when you're just like, fuck it. Excuse my language, but you're just kind of like, it's done, it's solved. Um, so I guess that's one piece of advice I can give you guys that I learned very recently that has helped me so much in this short amount of time since I learned it. Just, and I know some of you guys are like, well, some problems are so huge and whatnot, but just think about it this way. When you do have those problems that are so huge and you feel like they're so out of your control, what is the purpose of you focusing on stressing over it and worrying about it so much? If it's out of your control, then let it be out of your control, right? Isn't it more freeing to let it go when it's something that you have no control over than try to force control and try to force a solution and try to, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't you want to live your life with more ease, less stress? So for those major problems that you feel like are in your life that at the same time you have no control over, or um, maybe they're not solvable somehow, or whatever the case is, there's no solution, just let it go. I mean, what's the purpose then of stressing over it? For those little problems, I think that's the main thing. Problems are a way for us of controlling our lives. The illusion of control. So we have problems, and when we solve them, we feel like, ooh, triumphant. We controlled something. So it sucks when it's a big problem, and you're just like, fuck, man, I don't want to deal with this. So I guess to me, I figure it's better to just let them all go. Why waste time worrying about it? Instead, just focus on the desire. Focus on um, what you do want and the outcome that you do want. And then what I do is I release the how it's going to come about, because that's another way we like to control things, try to figure out how it'll get solved, or try to plan every single detail of how it will be solved. If it's out of your hands and you're going to surrender it, then surrender the outcome as well, you know. But hold on to that vision of what you would like. And the vision includes what you see in your mind and what you feel as well in your body. So I know that might be a little deep for some of you guys. That's okay. I'm going to talk a lot more about this later on. And I delve into this in other posts and other videos as well. So check them out. But that was such a huge wake up call for me, because it's, man, you don't even know how much time I've spent and invested trying to figure out and solve problems, and now I'm at the point where I'm just like, oh my God, I'm too tired and I don't care. So I'm like, whatever happens, happens. And man, every time I've done that, the best things have happened. And you guys don't even know, I'm only giving you like 25% of everything, like a quarter of my life. You guys don't even know. I know some of my friends are watching this and you know what's up. Because you would not believe, and I guess I'll share this like later on, maybe when I'm a little bit more open with you guys, about some of the like specific examples that you'd just be like, what the hell? Like, really? That happened to you? And yeah. So that's why I say, guys, it totally works. And you just gotta, again, strengthen that muscle within to get to that point, which is totally doable. I'm a little bit congested. I'm sorry. Man, I went from cold to warm and humid here. So it's just been, man, my body has been shifted, different time zones, different climates. So it's just, oh my God, but I love it. I'm so glad to be back. I was this close to getting caught in New York. We barely left. My flight was delayed Monday morning, and we were scared that that it was going to get canceled and we were going to have to stay in New York because, a huge storm was being announced. Thank God when we got in through the air, I was like, oh my God, please let us get to the West Coast. Got to the West Coast, and I was just like, whew, made it. So I spent a whole bunch of time at the airport yesterday, 2 airports actually, because I missed my connection in San Francisco. But I was like, I don't care, as long as I'm on the West Coast, I'm good. And that's exactly what happened, and made it here. So I'm really happy about that. If you guys notice my website, there's a few changes that I'm making. There's going to be a lot more changes. I'm trying to make it more streamlined and organized and stuff. So you'll see a lot of changes happening on my website. Just in case you're wondering what else. I have a workshop coming up, a webinar on Thursday, the 29th. That's one of the ideas that I got over the break. And so as you guys know, I have a digital program called Make the Sale with Instagram. And this is where I teach creative entrepreneurs how to connect with their clients via Instagram. So it's teaching you how to position your products and services in a way to speak to your clients, not just everyone, but your ideal clients. So it poses the questions, who are you serving, how to speak to them, how to connect with them, and how it's more than just posting pictures of sales and products and services and stuff like that. It's positioning in a way that speaks to your client. Okay. So it's giving you their perspective, the client's perspective. It's totally awesome. It's so in depth. So I decided, you know what? I want to actually do a webinar for this. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover the entire program in my free webinar, which is going to be on Thursday, the 29th, 6 p.m. Pacific. I will post the link so you can register if you're interested. It's going to be super awesome. I'm giving it all out, all free, all for you. I'm sure it's going to be over an hour, but that's okay. If you register and you can't make it, or you can only make half it live, you will get the replay so you can see that, but you have to be registered for that. And the advantage of it being live is that you can ask me questions right then and there. So It's going to be so good. I'm so excited actually. And I'm giving the info away and I'm still like I can't wait because I love interacting with people. And that's why I want to do more speaking engagements this year because I love the advantage of being live and seeing people face to face is that you can kind of gauge if they understand, if they're confused. And I love answering questions right then and there, you know. So but like right now it's just me and you, but I don't know who you are, so it's just like you know, I don't know what questions you may have. Um, what else did I want to say? So yes, I will post a link for that. And I have a bunch of other things happening, guys. Oh my God. Like from now until like the end of February, it's going to be nonstop goodness. Um, I have a program coming up and it's starting towards the end of February. So from end of February until like early April, I'm going to be, things are going to kind of wind down a little bit while I focus on that. And then they'll pick up again, back up again. I have a lot of plans for the summer and I'm going to share them with you later on as well as I do them. And there was another thing that I wanted to say. Hmm, the jet lag, man. It's all good. I'll be back with more videos. And I will be looking fly like before. Because right now I'm like, oh my God. But I don't care. I just want to put it out there, you know. I just wanted to make something because I'm super excited, guys. Like, you don't even understand how excited I am. I know I might not look as excited because I am a little tired, but I really am, man. I feel so good and I feel like I'm on a, I don't know, like, you know, when you're a kid and, oh, well, when I was a kid, we used to either get like big cardboard boxes or when I went to college, I actually would take lunch trays and like slide down the snow in like the hills and stuff. So I don't know if you know, well, I don't know if you remember, like, if you've ever done this when you're a kid, you know, when you're like really little, it's scary to do, but then you do it and it's scary, but it's so exciting, it's so fun, and then you just keep doing it over and over. You know, it's kind of like that. Like that's how I feel. Like it's scary, but it's so fun. You know, and I just want to keep doing it and over because it's so freeing. You know, so that's how I feel right now. That's how things are. You know, for me right now, and so like I'm just getting higher and higher, like spiritually, and I just feel it, and that's why I want to take you guys with me. So I'm really happy that you're watching, that you're tuning in, and um, man, I'm excited for us. Like this is our year, you know. So all right, I gotta finish this wine and go to sleep. So thank you guys again for watching, and check out the links. And let me know if you have any questions. Okay, love you guys. Bye.